Hey there folks, Fang here. I just want to talk about this guy, Andypants Gaming. He tends to delete a lot of the criticism against him as well as some of his older content that goes against his current views, and I just wanted to make this video as evidence of just dumb takes out there. So I was first made aware of this guy's channel when I was recommended his video on open world games, and I watched that and I kind of liked that. And I also watched his immersive sims video and I liked that one too. And I didn't really think about it much after that, but then I was recommended his what makes something woke video. Like that was like the newest video at the time that he made, and it just really turned me off of this guy's content as it just showed that he was going down this whole anti-woke rabbit hole.
Now you might say, but Assassin's Creed has never been realistic. And I would say, bro, you made it so easy for them to buy you off.
Yeah, it just really just dumb, a lot of his takes that I just wanted to point out some of them. So yeah, starting with his points on Yasuke, I basically started to notice that he has like a lot of talking points that a lot of other grifters out there like Endymion or Synthetic Man, etc. use with calling specific games woke, like just because they have a black character or a gay character. As the thing like about these types of like grifters is that they don't really engage with the material that they criticize. They only engage with it on a surface level, and this goes into my next criticism about him, where in which he was calling out other YouTubers like the Yak Man and calling them like, I'll let you see for yourself.
So why? Why are these three dudes intentionally avoiding calling out wokeness in games? To put it simply, it's because these dudes are cucks. They're pussies. All three of these guys are definitely voting for Kamala Harris in November. I heard Endymion call him Ackmam one time, and the label definitely fits.
Yeah, he calls them cucks essentially just because they don't engage with the same talking points that he does and is as political as he is in his videos now. And it's just really just dumb because like their videos, like Ackman's videos, are way more engaging than his videos because you actually learn something about the games and you can understand more in depth about the games because Ackman actually engages with games nowadays, whereas this guy, all he does right now is talk about woke crap, and he doesn't even talk about like games nowadays besides saying, oh, how good it was back in the day when everything was brown, gray, and piss colored. But yeah, the guy constantly complains about a lack of masculinity in games, and he also complains about a quote-unquote uglification of women in games. And while there is some cases where in which some characters have been given a downgrade, such as like Mary Jane, where I did not really like that, but I mean, I didn't really care about it as much because it's not as important as the actual gameplay of the game. But like, it's very strange for him to be pointing this out when he constantly also promotes that he's a Christian, and I feel like this really just goes against his beliefs because I mean Christians like should be against like lust, wrath, and violence and all that, but he says that he wants like games to be all about like sexy women and war and violence, and it's just a very strange combination I feel, and just makes it seem like it's more of a grift than a genuine opinion on. So his woke YouTubers video is by far his worst video in my opinion, as it's just an unwarranted attack on these three creators, and I want to focus particularly on the Ackman in this because that's the one that he engaged with the most. And it's just very interesting how he basically lies about these creators, calling them gay, woke communists and shills, basically. And he says that they're basically paid for by Activision, which is kind of ironic when Ackman is by far one of Activision Blizzard's most critical critics, I would say. And it just makes me feel like he's disingenuous in his videos when he calls like people like Ackman shills or whatever, and like as if he hasn't really even watched any of his content, at least like the recent ones. And like in his debate with the Ackman, he criticized him for liking Black Ops 6, which I just found really dumb because I mean this Andypants guy, he loved like, certain games like Starfield, and so would you call Andypants a shill for that? If it's just because he likes a game, like it just seems so dumb, and like the way he goes about it, I feel like he has to be some sort of like agent for like the left wing because like he really does make the right wing talking point just look so dumb and stupid, like, and it's just really, really bad for like the right wing grifters, and that's why I've seen a lot of them stay away from this Andypants guy. Because I mean, he's basically what a lot of the like studios out there point as being the quote unquote toxic fan, the person that's basically thinks women are second class citizens, essentially, right? As seen with his most recent video, The Crisis of Masculinity, which, oh boy, let's show some clips of that.
Man, you're not a woman.
You're not gay. You're not trans. You're not bisexual. You're not pansexual. Work a real job. Get around some real men. Do manual labor. Do something difficult. I promise any gender confusion leaves your body the moment you lift some heavy weight. Scientifically, it increases your testosterone. There are only two genders and you're the man one, so act like one. You were made to conquer. The Bible says you were made to rule. You were made to shit up. You were made to do the difficult thing. You were made to do the hard thing. You were made to get married. You were made to have kids. You were a man. Women are meant to be at home in a safe and comfortable environment so that they can tend to the children. Men are meant to go out into the rain and the cold and the mud to bring home money to let that home. Every car, every vehicle, every machine was designed by a man. And here's the thing I need you guys to realize. This is your world. So why are we acting like we don't run this shit? Why have we allowed liberal women and DEI initiatives to infect the workplace? Why have we continued to allow gay femboy trash in video games? Why have we continued to buy and allow woke video games when everybody knows that the golden age of video games is when they were masculine 20 years ago? There's two big reasons for all of this. Number one, we've been betrayed by our own. We have been betrayed by gay, beta cuck, liberal men. Do not trust men who won't look you in the eyes. If a guy ever tells you he thinks men and women should always split the check, he's a soft man. If a guy ever tells you he thinks it's the woman's job to lead the household just as much as the man, he's a beta. If a guy ever lets his wife drive, he is sus. The problem is when we give these men, these beta men, positions of power and follow them rather than letting masculinity lead.
So yeah, Andypants Gaming basically has gone down this whole right-wing, alt-right rabbit hole of just talking about wokeness and masculinity and all that, because that's all he has right now, because he doesn't even talk about games really, besides this one time in which he talked about Warhammer 40k, but that's only because he wanted to use that as a talking point for his anti-woke debates, and the whole thing just seems like a grift, as he is really more in it for the views rather than the actual games, as he says that he only plays older games, and so he only really focuses on that content because it works with his more older audience, I assume, and it's just very disingenuous because he doesn't even engage with the material, which shows how much he lacks in terms of his passion for at least newer games out there, as he doesn't really explore newer games out there. I'm pretty sure he doesn't explore games like Sifu or Black Myth Wukong. He doesn't talk about them because they aren't exactly what supports his new grift of just constantly talking about wokeness, and it just feels so lazy. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say about this guy. If he wants to debate me or anyone else, I happily welcome that if he doesn't copy strike me or anyone else afterwards, as that's really a messed up move, and you should know better as being a YouTuber since 2017. I mean, seriously. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this video. If you guys have anything you guys want to say about this Andypants guy, please put that down in the comments, and like and subscribe if you got this far, and talk to you guys later then. Bye.
Just wailing on woke stuff all the time is pretty lazy too.